Chapter 1, The Quiet Thread Beneath Reality. The night settles like a soft blanket over your thoughts. Outside, the world grows quieter. Inside, your breath slows to a deeper rhythm. You are ready to wander, not far, not fast, but deep. You begin with a simple feeling, that somewhere beneath what you see, something holds it all together. Not with ropes or chains, not with gravity or glue, but with a kind of understanding, quiet, subtle, real. You don't need to know the equations yet. Just imagine this, a thread, invisible and tender, stretched across the fabric of the universe. It doesn't pull, but it connects. Not by force, but by memory, or maybe by rhythm. It runs between particles, between you and the stars, between every now and every later. This is the thread scientists are only just learning to trace. Its name is quantum entanglement, though names can never capture the softness of it. You close your eyes and float above the earth, not in space, but in imagination. The sky fades, and the stars blink into view. You drift higher, until the earth is a blue swirl beneath your feet. You feel the silence of distance, but also, strangely, a nearness. As if space isn't empty, but full of something silent and watching. Far below, deep in the smallest pieces of matter, particles dance. Tiny specks, protons, electrons, quarks, spinning, shifting, uncertain. They don't move like marbles or balls. They shimmer, exist in maybes, and blur into each other. At this level, everything is soft. Even truth is soft. A particle may be here or there, or somehow both. It's not hiding. It simply hasn't chosen yet. And in this realm of almosts and maybes, something remarkable happens. Two particles, created together, like twins, can become entangled. They share something. Not a location. Not a signal. They share a fate. You can take one of them far away, across a room, across a galaxy. But the moment you look at one, the other knows. It changes, instantly, in harmony with its partner. Not delayed, not translated. Just, changed. You breathe in, and wonder, what kind of thread connects two things like that? Not sound, not light, those take time. This is faster than time. Or perhaps outside of time. As if the particles never truly became two. As if they are still one thing, stretched into two places. And so the idea grows in your mind, quiet and strange. Maybe distance is an illusion. Maybe what looks separate never really was. Maybe the universe is a kind of memory, a kind of togetherness, wrapped in space. The stars twinkle far away, but somehow feel closer. Because if a particle on the edge of a nebula can move in rhythm with one inside your body, then maybe you are not far from anything. Maybe space isn't something you cross, but something you share. You think of threads now, not tangled, not knotted, but woven. A fabric. A tapestry. And each entangled pair is a stitch in this cosmic cloth. Not noise, but pattern. Not chaos, but a quiet whisper of symmetry. And this fabric isn't just out there in the stars. It may also be inside you. In every breath you take, in the particles of your body. There may be distant twins, still listening, still echoing, still linked. The universe begins to feel less like a machine and more like a song. Each note played in one place is answered by another, far away. And you are somewhere inside this melody, entangled in ways you can't yet name. You feel your body sink deeper into the mattress. Your limbs heavy, your thoughts slow. The quiet is not empty, it's full. full of invisible threads, humming gently. Somewhere, the story of entanglement is just beginning. Not in labs or equations, but in the quiet realization that something unseen is holding things together. And you wonder, what else moves in pairs? What other secrets hide in the silence between stars? What if the next chapter reveals that some particles never forget each other, no matter how far they drift? Chapter 2, A Universe that Whispers in Pairs. There is a kind of closeness that doesn't fade with distance. A bond so subtle, so quiet, that no light carries it. It is not made of words, nor of messages. It is made of memory, shared, imprinted, and timeless. Tonight, you drift into a deeper layer of stillness. The outside world recedes, and your attention turns inward. Not just to your thoughts, but to the silence between them. That space is where understanding often begins. You are ready now to meet the mystery of pairs. Somewhere in the early universe, long before stars were born, particles emerged from the raw energy of creation. They did not come alone. They came in pairs, born from the same flicker of energy. These pairs did not just exist side by side. They were entangled, woven from the same pattern. Like twins who never forget the rhythm of their first heartbeat. You might think of them as dancers, spinning away from each other with perfect symmetry. One turning left, the other right. So that even at a distance, the dance remains balanced. Now imagine those particles traveling far apart. One floats through your body. The other hides in a rock beneath the ocean. Or drifts silently through the rings of Saturn. And yet, if you gently observe the one near you, if you ask it a question through the soft language of quantum physics, the distant one answers, instantly. Not because you sent a message, but because they never stopped being one. It's not communication, not really. It's more like resonance. Pluck one string, and the other sings. Scientists have tried to separate them, to hide them from each other. They've placed them in chambers, across cities, across continents. They've shielded them, delayed them, tried to trick time itself. And still, the pattern holds. When one particle falls into a certain state, the other does too, no matter the space between. No signal passes, no message travels. Only the result, like a mirror quietly reflecting across a void. You rest in this thought. That the universe remembers its bonds. That what is born together may remain together, in some hidden way. It makes you wonder about your own beginnings. The atoms in your body were once forged in stars. Perhaps some of them, too, have distant partners. Still echoing your existence. Still shaped by the same first light. Could you be part of a pair? Not metaphorically, but truly. Could some tiny part of you be dancing with another? Somewhere far away, still in step. The thought isn't lonely. It's comforting. Because in the strange stillness of space, it's not separation that defines things. It's relationship. This kind of bond doesn't fade. It isn't broken by distance, or time, or silence. It waits, unchanged, for the moment when one is seen. So the other can reveal itself too. You might think of entangled particles like seeds blown on the wind. They land in far corners of the garden, but still bloom in the same season. Still feel the same sun. The universe, then, is not just vast. It is intimate. Woven with pairs, quiet, faithful, and unseen. And every now and then, science opens a small door. peeking into this hidden network. One thread at a time. We begin to glimpse how deeply everything is joined. You breathe slowly, deeply. Your body stills. But inside, your imagination floats beside a particle, and wonders where its partner is now. The stars above seem less like points of light, and more like notes in a harmony. Some sung now, some sung later, but all part of the same song. You close your eyes, and feel no edge to your presence. As if your body, so small in the universe, might still be touching something far away, simply by being remembered. And just as this bond between particles holds, so too might something even deeper. A mirror between realities. A pattern across distance. A memory that cannot be undone. And so you drift now, cradled by the quiet idea that some things never truly part. That some pairs, once formed, continue whispering to each other across time and space. And as sleep begins to soften your thoughts, you ask yourself, what if these pairs are not just mirrors, but windows into something even stranger? Chapter 3, The Mirror That Lives Between Worlds. There's a hush in the air tonight, as if even your thoughts are wrapped in velvet. You lie still, eyes closed, listening, not to noise, but to presence. It's from this silence that the next question emerges, soft and shimmering. What is a mirror, really? Not just the glass kind that hangs on walls, but the deeper kind, the ones that appear in the fabric of the universe. Mirrors that do not show your face, but show what something else becomes when you look. You've already met entangled particles, born together, dancing apart. Now you pause to gaze at one more closely. You measure it, gently. And as you do, something eerie happens. The other particle, far away, responds. It doesn't wait. It doesn't decide. It reflects the same truth, opposite, yet coordinated. It behaves not like a copy, but like a mirror. But this mirror doesn't reflect light. It reflects possibility. It reflects the decision you make when you observe. Before you looked, the particle was many things. Spinning both left and right. Resting and moving. Like a thought that hadn't yet formed. But your glance is more than curiosity. It's a choice. And with it, the particle becomes definite. Not because it was hiding, but because it was waiting to become. And just as it becomes one thing, its twin, miles away, becomes the matching opposite. A mirror not of shape, but of fate. You feel your breath moving slowly now. You are weightless again. Floating not in space, but in wonder. Could it be that what we call reality is always half a mirror? That everything we see is shaped not only by what is, but also by how we choose to see it. In the realm of entanglement, measurement is not passive. It's intimate. It changes what's real. And the distant twin, though untouched, reflects that change instantly. So what are these particles connected through? Not light. Not gravity. Not sound. But something quieter. Something outside the usual frame of space and time. You drift into metaphor now. Imagine a lake at night. The stars reflect on the surface, and every ripple distorts the image. Now imagine two lakes, far apart, but every ripple in one appears instantly in the other. You'd know they weren't separate, wouldn't you? Even if your eyes told you otherwise. Entanglement is like that. A reminder that what seems apart might only be appearing apart. A mirror, not a distance. You might even say, there is no here and there at all. Only the in-between. Only the hidden thread that allows one state to echo into another. And as you settle into the slow rhythm of your breath, you begin to wonder. If one particle can mirror another across miles, can this happen across time, too? Is the future already linked to the present, just waiting for our attention to unfold it? The thought moves gently through your body, like warm light through deep water. You are not searching for answers now. You are resting in questions. And tonight, the question is this. What is it like to live in a world where the act of seeing shapes what is? A world of mirrors without edges. Reflections that do not require eyes. Only connection. Only awareness. You let yourself drift. The mirror is not something you hold. It's something you are. And as your body sinks deeper into the comfort of sleep, you wonder what lies beyond the mirror. What waits in that space between intention and reflection? And what happens when both particles are seen at once? Chapter 4, 2 Glances at Once. There is a kind of quiet that feels full. Not empty, but expectant. Like a held breath, like a question you're not quite ready to ask. Tonight, you are wrapped in that quiet. The room around you fades. Not into blackness, but into softness. A gentle blur of walls and shadows. And then, nothing but the rhythm of your breath. You are floating again. This time between two places. Two particles, two mirrors. And one deep question. What happens when both are seen at once? Not one after the other. Not one particle revealing its truth and the other reflecting. But both measured at the same time. Both observed. Both fixed into being. In one instant. Your mind holds them like twin lanterns. Suspended in the dark. And now you ask. Does the universe flinch? Does it hesitate, unsure how to reflect two choices at once? In our usual world, this would be no problem. If you flip two coins at once, they simply land. Heads or tails. No mystery. But in the quantum world, coins don't flip. They exist in all flips at once, until you look. And then, reality picks a side. So what does the universe do when it must pick two sides at the same time? And they must match, like mirrors? You are not the first to ask. Scientists have asked too. They've built experiments. Carefully synchronized. They've entangled photons. Split them across kilometers. And measured them in perfect tandem. And still, the pattern holds. What one becomes, the other mirrors. Instantly. No matter how far apart they are. No matter how tightly the clocks are aligned. It seems impossible. And yet, it is. And here's the twist. It's not that one sends a signal to the other. It's that both results must make sense together. As if they were pages from the same book. No matter which page you read first. Somehow, the universe avoids contradiction. Even when forced to decide in two places at once. Your thoughts feel slow now, like drifting snowflakes. You wonder. Is there a deeper order underneath this dance? Some hidden fabric that connects every measurement. So that truth remains whole. even when split across space. Maybe. Or maybe we've simply reached the edge of what the mind can model in straight lines. After all, we were raised in a world of cause and effect. Of this then that. Of one thing leading to another. But entanglement whispers something else. That sometimes, the cause is shared. That two things may emerge from one deeper source. And forever echo its shape. It's not just about particles anymore. It's about perspective. What if your own truths are not solitary? What if your thoughts, your feelings, your choices are also entangled in ways you cannot see? The way your mood shifts when someone you love is hurting, though you haven't spoken. The way ideas ripple through cultures, spoken by different mouths, across oceans and lifetimes. Are we also pairs, reflecting something larger than ourselves? As you sink deeper into sleep, the world softens, edges dissolve, and you let the paradox rest gently on your chest. Like a feather you don't need to catch. Two glances. One truth. A mirror that doesn't break, but bends, and holds, and waits. And somewhere inside that quiet bend, you begin to wonder. If entangled pairs share outcomes, could they also share direction? What if the pull between them could be shaped like gravity from a ghost? Chapter 5, The Pull of Invisible Threads. Tonight, your thoughts feel softer than usual. They don't march in lines or circles. They float, like dust caught in a sunbeam. There's no hurry here. Only stillness. Only space to wonder. Without needing to know. You lie in that stillness, and slowly, a question begins to form. If entangled particles don't send messages, if no signal travels between them faster than light, then what keeps them bound together? What invisible thread ties one to the other? So tightly, so instantly, that even space cannot stretch it thin. Scientists call this non-locality. A quiet word for a strange thing. It means that the laws of the universe aren't bound by distance, the way we thought they were. That something deeper is in play. Something not tied to here or there. Something more like everywhere at once. You imagine it now, this unseen thread. Not made of matter or energy, but of relationship. A pattern. A deep symmetry that echoes no matter how far it stretches. You feel your breath move slowly, as if your own body is wrapped in threads like these. As if your cells, your molecules, even your thoughts, are tied to something larger. Something beyond the map of your skin. Perhaps that's what entanglement is. Not a thing, but a belonging. A signal that never needed to be sent, because it was never separate. Picture a harp string plucked on one end, and another string, far away, vibrating with the same note. Not because it heard the sound, but because it was tuned to the same song. Entanglement may work like this. Less like a phone call, more like a shared resonance. And the universe, this wide, humming universe, might be filled with such harmonies. You drift deeper into that idea. It's peaceful here. This place where logic stretches, but does not break. And in that space, you feel something ancient. A kind of trust. As if nature itself is whispering. I do not lose pieces of myself. Even when they appear far apart, they remain part of the same rhythm. You start to see the world differently. Not as a place of separate things, but of patterns, ripples, relations. The stars above you aren't just scattered lights. They are threads in the same cloth. The atoms in your breath were once stardust. Not metaphorically, but literally. You breathe in that thought. Your chest rises. And the same carbon that once lived inside a star now lives inside you. Is it strange, then, to believe that particles can stay bound long after they part? You feel that bond within yourself. In memory. In intuition. In the way your heart knows when someone you love is near. Even before they speak. There is more than one kind of thread in this world. Some are scientific. Some are poetic. And some are both. Entanglement reminds you that not all truths can be separated into pieces. That some answers only make sense when kept whole. And so, as you begin to fall gently towards sleep, you imagine the universe not as a machine, but as a song. A melody you don't have to hear completely to feel. A thread you don't have to see to follow. And you wonder, if these invisible threads hold particles together, could they also hold time? Could a moment in the future already be whispering to the present, waiting for you to arrive, already tuned to your next breath? Chapter 6, Echoes Across Time. Time feels soft tonight. It doesn't tick or march. It flows. Like water in the dark. You lie still. And the room around you loosens its grip. Moments lose their sharp edges. 1 second drips into the next. And then, even seconds dissolve. And just like that, you are floating again. Not forward. Not backward. But in something deeper. You begin to wonder, if space can be folded by gravity, could time bend too? Quantum entanglement is not only about distance. It's about timing. 2 particles measured at different moments. And still, somehow, their results match. Even when the measurement of one seems to come before the other. The link holds. As if the particles know what the other will become. Before it happens. It's unsettling. Like reading the end of a story. Before the beginning is written. But maybe that's not the right way to think. Maybe time, like space, isn't a one-way street. In the quantum world, the lines blur. The usual rules falter. There are experiments. Actual ones. Where scientists delayed the choice of how to measure a photon. Until after it had already moved through the experiment. And still, the photon behaves as if it knew what would happen later. No wires. No time travel. Just a strange kind of agreement. Where the present and future shake hands behind the scenes. You imagine this now. Not as a clock. But as an echo. You stand in a canyon. And whisper a thought. You expect to hear your voice return. But what comes back is something you haven't said yet. How could that be? Unless time, like sound, can reflect from unseen corners. Your breath slows. Your heartbeat joins the rhythm of this thought. And in the quiet, you wonder if you've ever felt this before. Moments where the future nudged you. Not loudly, but with a hush. A decision you made that felt already chosen. A memory that arrived before the event itself. We often call these things coincidence. But what if they're entangled? Not magic. Just meaning. Moving differently through time. The quantum world doesn't explain this. Not directly. But it leaves the door open. And sometimes, that's enough. Enough to dream. Enough to wonder. If your life is not a straight path, but a spiral. If your future self is always reaching back. Not to warn, but to steady. And maybe, each quiet moment of peace you've ever felt was an echo from the person you are becoming. You sink deeper into this warmth. Into the strange comfort that comes from not needing to understand everything. Science doesn't always give you answers. Sometimes, it gives you better questions. And tonight's question is this. If quantum entanglement stretches through time, not just space, what else might it touch? Could memory itself be a kind of entanglement? Tying you not only to the past, but to every version of yourself you have yet to become. Chapter 7, The Memory of Matter. You lie still beneath the weight of the night. And yet, your body holds so much more than rest. It holds time. Not the ticking kind, but the kind that settles into atoms. The kind that stays. Breathe in. And let your mind settle into your bones. Your skin. Your blood. Each part of you formed long ago. Not just years ago, but eons. The calcium in your teeth. The iron in your blood. The carbon in your lungs. They are older than Earth. Forged in stars. Made in fire. Before the sun ever rose. And now, they hold you. They hold memory. Not memory as stories, but as pattern. As presence. As quiet proof that matter remembers where it came from. You think of quantum entanglement. The way particles remain connected, even when they've drifted apart. And you begin to wonder, if particles can hold connection, could they also hold experience? Imagine this. Your atoms once danced inside oceans, mountains, clouds. They've been through plants, animals, perhaps even other people. Before they were you, they were everything else. And maybe, in some strange way, they still are. Science doesn't speak of soul, but it does speak of structure, of imprints. And your structure carries the quiet story of the universe becoming itself. You are not just a body. You are a continuation. A place where old stars breathe again. And just like entangled particles hold the memory of their twin, you hold the memory of the cosmos. Not in your thoughts, but in your being. Let that truth soften you. Let it dissolve the borders between here and there, now and then, me and everything else. You are not separate from the universe. You are its unfolding. You are a note in its long, slow song. Your heart beats. And it is not only yours. It is borrowed rhythm. Echoes from stars. From oceans. From every hand that ever reached toward the unknown. You do not remember these things with your mind. But your body does. It is wise in a quiet way. And as you drift closer to sleep, you feel that quiet wisdom. In your breath. In your chest. In the space between thoughts. This is what quantum connection hints at. That everything belongs. Even if it forgets. That nothing is truly lost. And so, as sleep begins to gather you up, you wonder gently, if the memory of atoms runs so deep, what dreams might they still be holding? Chapter 8, Listening to the Space Between. Silence surrounds you now. Thick and soft. Like a blanket drawn by unseen hands. You close your eyes. And hear. Nothing. But not empty nothing. A full, waiting kind of nothing. Like a held breath. Like a pause in music. That makes the next note sacred. Tonight, you will not chase answers. You will listen instead. To what lives in the in-between. Quantum physics reminds us that the universe isn't just made of things. It's made of the spaces between things. The fields. The gaps. The potentials. In the world you can see, silence might seem like absence. But in the quantum world, stillness is alive. It pulses with energy. Even in a perfect vacuum. They call it quantum vacuum fluctuation. An endless flutter of possibility. Where particles appear and vanish. Like fireflies blinking. In and out of existence. Even silence. Even the darkest corner of space. Is not truly still. It holds motion. Even when it looks like rest. And you, lying quietly now, feel something like that inside yourself. That space between heartbeats. That hush between thoughts. It isn't empty. It's alive with awareness. Let your breath follow it. Let your body rest in it. Imagine sitting by a pond at night. Still water. Still air. But just beneath the surface. Movement, unseen. Tiny currents, soft lives, slow stirrings. You don't need to touch them. You just need to trust. That they're there. That's what the quantum world is like. A stillness. That hums with becoming. Particles don't settle into one state. Until we look. Until we ask. Until we listen. And so much of science. Real science. Is not about doing. It's about listening. To what nature is already saying. In her quiet way. You think now of your own life. The rush. The noise. The need to act. But tonight, you are reminded. Stillness is not passivity. It is the space where insight lives. The room truth needs. To breathe. Just as sound needs silence to exist. You need space within you. To feel. To dream. To become. Let go of the pressure to know. Let go of the urgency to move. Just rest. In the knowing. That even when you are still. You are not alone. All around you. And within you. Quantum fields rise and fall. Possibilities shimmer. Choices sleep. And something in you. Some deep part beyond words. Knows how to wait. Until the next right moment. So as you drift deeper. You let this question float gently forward. If the silence between atoms holds so much, what hidden symphony might be playing in the space between your thoughts? Chapter 9, Entangled with the Earth. The night is quiet again. But it no longer feels vast. It feels close. Like a familiar hand resting lightly on your chest. Like the weight of the earth remembering you. You lie still. But your body listens. To the softness of the ground below. To the memory in the soil. To the slow exhale of the wind. Moving through leaves. You cannot see. And in this stillness, a realization settles in. You are entangled. Not only with distant stars, or hidden particles, but with this planet. This breathing, turning, living earth. Your lungs take in oxygen. That trees let go. Your blood carries iron. That once fell from meteor dust. Onto an infant world. You sweat salt. That once belonged to oceans. You are not just standing on Earth. You are made of it. Its minerals. Its weather. Its ancient chemistry. Live inside you. In quantum physics, entanglement means connection across distance. But there's another kind of entanglement. One of place. Of belonging. Of rhythm. Your heartbeat, if you listen closely, would match the Earth's in its own way. There is a frequency. A pulse known as the Schumann resonance. That echoes through the Earth's atmosphere. A whisper of lightning storms and magnetic breath. And though your ears cannot hear it, your body feels it. Every day. Like a silent drumbeat. That keeps the time. For every life above the soil. You felt this connection before. In forests that seem to exhale peace. In the hush of snowfall. Or the heavy calm before rain. You may have forgotten. But your body hasn't. It remembers how to root. How to slow. How to sync with something ancient. And endlessly kind. Let yourself feel it now. Not just the pull of gravity. But the welcome of the earth. The deep, warm yes. That says you belong. Close your eyes a little more. Let your skin dissolve into ground. Let your breath slow. As if to match the tide. In this space, there is no rush. No urgency. Only the slow unfolding. Of a universe that knows how to wait. You and the earth have always been entangled. Not with wires or force. But with memory. With touch. With time. Even the electrons in your body. The smallest sparks of being. Are caught in an invisible dance. With the world around you. And the quantum world tells us. When things are entangled. They are no longer separate. They are one system. So maybe the same is true here. Maybe you are not a visitor on this planet. You are part of its system. Not an observer. But a note in its long, deep song. The stars may have built your atoms. But the earth gave them form. Shape. Story. And as you slip closer to dreams, this thought floats gently across your mind. If the earth holds you so completely, might it also dream with you? Chapter 10, When Time Becomes Soft. Your body lies still. But time moves strangely here. Not in hours or minutes. But in waves. Soft. Circular. As if time, too, wants to sleep beside you. You've been taught to see time as strict. A ruler, a ladder, a march forward. But deep down, you know it isn't always that way. You felt it in dreams. When a moment lingers forever. Or a whole story passes in a blink. You felt it in childhood. When summers lasted lifetimes. You felt it in grief. Where seconds turn to stone. Time, it seems, has moods. And science agrees. Especially in the quantum world. Where time can stretch, warp, even stand still. Particles, like tiny dancers, don't always follow the arrow of time. Sometimes they move backward. Sometimes they blur across moments. As if the universe isn't quite sure what happened first. Even Einstein saw time as relative. Not fixed, but woven into space itself. Moving differently for different people. Depending on how they travel. How fast they go. How close they stand to gravity's pull. And so here you are. Lying still. Yet floating gently. On a tide you cannot see. Time softens when you stop chasing it. And tonight, you aren't chasing anything. You are letting it arrive. Letting it move through you. Like wind across grass. Your breath becomes your clock now. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And again. Each breath opens a doorway. To a place where time does not press. Or punish. Or hurry. Imagine now. That time is not a line. But a circle. And every breath you take brings you back to the same gentle center. You're not running out of time. You're returning to it. In quantum mechanics, there are particles that don't obey time's flow. They exist in states where cause and effect blur. Where the future might shape the past. It sounds impossible. But so does dreaming. Until you're deep in it. You are deep in it now. Wrapped in a kind of dreaming. Where time is not your master. But your companion. And so you let go. Of deadlines. Of schedules. Of what comes next. You let yourself be part. Of the deeper rhythm. That everything answers to. The orbit of planets. The turn of tides. The pulse of galaxies. Out there. Time moves differently. And maybe in you. It can too. Your body, after all, is made of stardust. And the stars. Do not rush. As sleep begins to draw near. You float gently. In the soft folds of time. And a quiet thought begins to rise. If time can stretch and pause and bend. Might there be moments so full of stillness. They last forever. Chapter 11, The Language of Light. Close your eyes. And feel the faint warmth resting on your face. There is no sun in this room. And yet, the memory of light remains. A gentle glow behind your eyelids. A whisper from something older than time. Light is not just what lets you see. It is how the universe speaks. In flashes, in glimmers. In soft gold poured across a quiet floor. The stars speak it fluently. They have no mouths. No voices. But still, they sing across the dark. In beams that travel for billions of years. Just to arrive. Right here. where you rest. Every photon, that smallest, weightless bundle of light, is a traveler. It leaves its source and never looks back. It does not age. It does not tire. It simply moves forever until it meets you. Tonight, you are a passenger with it. Close your eyes further and imagine shrinking down, becoming small enough to ride alongside a photon. You are released from time. You glide through the void, not feeling distance, not noticing speed. You are only arrival. The light that touches your skin right now may have begun its journey before your world had cities, before there were names for stars, before your breath was even imagined. In the language of physics, light is both wave and particle. It moves like music and lands like a footstep. It flickers between being and becoming, a riddle made visible. This is the language that paints sunsets, that writes shadows across your hands, that carries the memory of a galaxy from one edge of time to another. Light speaks in colors, but also in silence. It tells you how far something is, how hot, how fast. It tells stories about the shape of space and the birth of stars. Astronomers listen to this language. They build great mirrors and lenses, not to see the stars up close, but to hear the light that comes from them. A kind of cosmic biography, written not in words, but in rays. And your body, too, listens. Your eyes are tuned to light's whispers. Your skin responds to its presence. Your moods change when light grows thin or golden. Even your inner clock, your circadian rhythm, ticks quietly in response to the rise and fall of day. You were made to listen to light. And light, it never stops telling its story. Even now, in the hush of night, photons slip through the dark, from distant stars, from your own glowing cells, from the hush of the moon, tracing soft light on your walls. You may not see it all, but it sees you, and it never forgets how to find you. So let it wrap around you. Let it settle on your brow, like the memory of day. Let it carry you beyond walls, beyond clocks, into a gentle brightness that does not glare, but glows. Because light does not need to shout. It only needs to arrive. And as your breathing slows, as sleep edges closer, you drift with it, listening to a universe that speaks without sound. And as your mind begins to wander, a quiet question glows at its edge. If light is the voice of the cosmos, then what is it saying? 2. Your dreaming heart tonight. Chapter 12, Gravity's Gentle Hand. You lie still, but you are always moving. The earth spins beneath you, turns around the sun, which drifts around a galaxy, which floats in a web of invisible pull. And through it all, one gentle presence never lets go. Gravity. The quietest, strongest hug. It has no color, no smell, no sound. And yet, it holds you. It is why you don't drift into the sky. It's why the moon doesn't wander away. It's why tides rise, and apples fall, and your feet return to earth after every step. It doesn't demand attention. It just is. A patient hand, cradling the stars. You might think of gravity as heavy, something that drags things down. But it's also a promise, a vow, that nothing is ever truly lost, that everything is pulled toward something else. At its core, gravity is love in motion. It links you to the earth, and the earth to the moon, and the moon to the sun, and the sun to the Milky Way. A great invisible thread that ties all things to all things. Even light, that fastest traveler, cannot escape gravity's embrace. When it's strong enough, in the heart of black holes, gravity folds space into silence. A place where even time must bow. But here, in the quiet of your room, it's a softer force. It keeps your blanket close, your breath steady, your body wrapped gently in this planet's care. You don't feel it pressing, you feel it holding. Even now, as you rest, you are falling, but so is everything else. The floor, your bed, the trees outside, all of it, gently falling toward the center of the earth. Together. Always together. That's why you don't notice it. Because gravity doesn't separate. It unites. Einstein told us that gravity isn't really a force. It's the bending of space itself. Like a soft hammock, cradling planets and people in its curved fabric. So when you feel heavy, you are not being pulled down. You are being held in place. Centered. Belonging. Rooted to a planet that has never let you go. Let that thought settle in. You are not floating. Not lost. You are anchored by an ancient rhythm. The earth turns, and you turn with it. Never falling off. Never spinning away. You belong. And as you inhale and exhale, you can almost feel the arc of your path. Not just through this night, but through space itself. You are orbiting. You are dancing. Not alone, but as part of a choreography older than memory. Birds navigate gravity without thinking. Seeds fall and find soil. Rain returns to the ocean. All because gravity whispers the same word. Over and over again. Home. Let that whisper surround you. Let it hum beneath your bones. You are not a random traveler. You are known by this force. Welcomed by it. Drawn close by it. So rest. And trust the falling. Trust the pull. Trust that nothing drifts forever. That all things are caught. Soften. And settle. Eventually. You, too, are settling now. Returning to your place. In this quiet orbit. Of breath. Of warmth. Of night. And as your eyelids grow heavier, you might begin to wonder. If gravity connects all things, then what else, unseen, holds the universe together? Chapter 13, The Pulse of a Star. Look up into the night sky, and choose one star. Any one. A tiny flicker. A quiet glow. So far away. Yet somehow. Still for you. It doesn't blink. It burns. Every star is a furnace. But not one of rage. Not chaos. Not destruction. It is steady. Patient. A long, warm breath. Across the emptiness of space. The star you picked. It pulses. Its surface may seem calm. But within, it is a storm of energy. Atoms fusing. Releasing light. Shaping time. You don't hear its sound. But if you could, you'd hear music. A low, slow vibration. The hum of hydrogen becoming helium. The rhythm of creation. This star has lived. For billions of years. Long before your heartbeat. Before your name. Before Earth had oceans. It has pulsed. Like this. Unchanging. Unhurried. And still. It sends its warmth across the void. A light that may take 1,000 years. To reach your eyes tonight. You are seeing the past. And it is still beautiful. Stars are born from clouds. Massive, soft clouds of dust and gas. They do not shout into life. They collapse inward. Slowly. Quietly. Until the pressure grows. And fusion begins. The first breath of a star. Is invisible. It does not explode. It glows. And once it begins, it rarely stops. Your sun, too, pulses. It is a star you live with. Every day. Not just above you. But within you. It feeds the plants. That feed your cells. Its light touches your skin. And tells your body to wake. It is the keeper of your clock. The painter of your shadows. The warmth in your morning. You are built. From the breath of old stars. Carbon. Iron. Oxygen. All created in their fiery hearts. Then scattered through space. When those stars died. In quiet explosions. You are stardust. Not in metaphor. In reality. Every cell of you. Carries the memory. Of a star's quiet work. And somewhere. That work continues. A star pulsing. Breathing. Burning not to destroy. But to make. Tonight. As you rest. Imagine lying on the chest of the sky. And listening. Feeling the rise and fall. Of stellar breath. In. Out. In. Out. No rush. No noise. Only the long rhythm. Of something eternal. Stars do not hurry. They have nothing to prove. They exist. They shine. And they allow you to be. Let that thought warm you. Like sunlight on a still lake. Let it remind you. That there is strength in stillness. And purpose. In persistence. Your own heartbeat. Follows the same law. A quiet rhythm. A gift you don't need to earn. A sign you are here. You are not separate. From the stars. You are their echo. And as your body softens. Your thoughts slow. And your breath deepens. You feel it. The pulse of a star. Far away. Yet somehow. Inside you. And with that thought. Sleep draws closer. Because if stars can burn so patiently, so beautifully, so quietly, then maybe you, too, can carry your light through the dark. And maybe, in the next chapter, you'll drift closer to the place where stars are born. Chapter 14, Where Stars Are Born. Far beyond your bedroom walls, beyond the last layer of Earth's soft air, there are nurseries that never sleep. Not for children, but for stars. You drift tonight into a place where silence folds space like a blanket. No cities, no sound, just cold, black stillness, and the slow gathering of light not yet born. Here, in a nebula, clouds swirl that are older than memory. Not clouds of water, but clouds of hydrogen, of helium, of dust left behind by stars long gone. Imagine floating there, weightless, cradled in the folds of this cosmic mist. It stretches wider than your mind can hold. A sculpture of vapor, colored with invisible fire. This cloud is quiet, but it is not empty. Something stirs inside it. Gravity, again, does its gentle work. It whispers inward, pulls thread by thread. Every speck of dust, every atom, falling together. Nothing rushes here. But over centuries, what was scattered becomes a center. What was wide becomes round. The center grows dense, hot, alive. And then, without fanfare, a light switches on. A baby star has opened its eyes. You wouldn't hear it. There is no noise in space. But the energy begins to radiate. And the darkness changes forever. This is how every star is born. Not from chaos, but from stillness. Not from explosion, but from accumulation. The quiet miracle of dust becoming fire. If you saw it from afar, you'd see a soft glow at first. Then, over thousands of years, it would brighten, stabilize, and take its place in the constellation of existence. It might become a sun like yours. Or it might become something massive, so big it lives fast and dies young. Every star's fate is written in the mass it's born with. But tonight, we linger in the cradle. We don't think of endings, only beginnings. And as you breathe, you notice your own rhythm, mirroring the quiet gathering of that stellar mist. Your breath, like gravity, drawing in, filling, forming. In this way, you are like the nebula. A space that creates, a place that holds potential. And in your own life, too, there are clouds of memory, of feeling, of moments waiting to become something more. Not every part of you burns yet, but something inside is always taking shape. Maybe a thought, a dream, a kindness not yet spoken. The universe does not rush. Neither should you. Let the star form slowly. Let the dust settle. Let gravity do what it knows. And trust that from what seems scattered, something beautiful can arise. As you fall deeper into stillness, imagine that your body is the nebula now, filled with soft light, unspoken warmth, and the hint of something glowing. just beneath the surface. And just before sleep gathers you in, a final thought comes gently. If a star can begin from darkness, from dust, from nothing but gravity's whisper, then what new light might be gathering inside you? Chapter 15, Gravity's Quiet Thread. There is a thread in the universe that no one sees, and yet it ties everything gently together. You are wrapped in it now, though you cannot feel it. Not the way you feel wind or sound, but it holds you like a hand beneath your spine, always steady, always there. It's called gravity. Not a word that feels poetic at first. It sounds more like a rule, a law, a thing that keeps your feet on the ground. But tonight, you'll see it differently. Not as a rule, but as a lullaby. Gravity doesn't shout. It doesn't burn. It doesn't glow. But without it, stars would never gather. Planets would never orbit. Your body would not rest so softly against the earth. It is not just a force. It is an invitation. Come closer, it says. Stay near. Imagine drifting in space, and feeling that slow, gentle tug, pulling you not quickly, not harshly, but patiently, toward warmth, toward mass, toward meaning. This is how galaxies form. Not in a flash, but in a swirl. Dust pulled into spirals. Stars drawn into orbit. Moons held by planets. Planets held by stars. Every dance in the cosmos begins with gravity's hand extended. Even your own body knows this rhythm. Your heart pulls blood inward. Your lungs draw breath. Every cell gathers, held together by its own quiet gravity. There is nothing in you that isn't shaped by this force. Even your thoughts. They fall gently into patterns. Not because they must, but because you are built to belong somewhere. And in this moment, in this breath, you belong right here. The earth, too, hums with this thread. It tugs on oceans, pulls tides in and out like breathing. It keeps the moon close, even as it drifts inch by inch away. Gravity is not possession. It's presence. You don't need to hold anything tightly for it to remain near. Just as Earth holds you. Not with chains, but with embrace. When you feel lost, disconnected, think of gravity. You are never floating aimlessly. You are always in orbit. Around something. Sometimes that something is a planet. Sometimes a person. Sometimes a purpose. Still forming. And when you let go, when your body softens, when your mind quiets, gravity does not disappear. It catches you. It holds you. It rocks you like a cradle, carved from time. Close your eyes now. Let yourself drift. Not away, but inward. Fall softly into this moment. You don't need to force rest. Just let it gather around you. The way stars gather dust. The way planets gather light. Gravity is not about falling. It's about belonging. And as you lie there, still and slow, You feel the world beneath you. Not heavy, but loyal. The same force that holds galaxies now holds you. It asks nothing. It only offers this. Stay. Rest. Let yourself be pulled back into the center of all things. And tomorrow, when your eyes open again, you will still be held. But tonight, as you drift deeper, there's another force waiting. Another invisible rhythm that shapes what you feel, even more closely than gravity. In the next chapter, we'll sink into the secret language of your cells. Chapter 16, The Symphony Within, Your Body's Electromagnetic Song. There's a sound inside you tonight. Not one your ears can hear. But your body knows it well. It is not made of voices or violins. It is a quiet current. A hum of life running beneath your skin. You are electric. Not in the way wires spark or screens glow, but in a softer, older way. Your body runs on signals. Tiny pulses of charge that travel with purpose. Your brain does not speak in words. It speaks in sparks. Every thought, every movement of your fingers, every memory is carried by a ripple of electricity. Imagine it now. Little signals lighting up the dark corridors of your mind. Like fireflies. Like stars. From the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Your nervous system is a glowing map. A quiet highway of impulses. When you reach out your hand, it isn't just muscles that move. It's signals. Like whispers. Flying down a wire. At the speed of light. And your heart. It listens, too. Every beat begins with a pulse. A signal born deep within the muscle. Telling it, contract. Now. And again. And again. Even sleep is electric. Dreams shimmer. Because of flickers in your brain. Gentle storms of neurons. Firing and resting. Painting landscapes behind closed eyes. All this. And you don't feel a thing. Because the song is soft. It has played since before you were born. And it plays still. As you lie in bed. This electricity doesn't travel alone. It rides waves. Like music floating across the surface of water. And those waves, they stretch beyond your body. Every organ, every cell, creates a field. Faint, but real. Your heart has the strongest of them. A magnetic pulse that surrounds you. Extending feet beyond your skin. You are wrapped in your own music. Not loud. Not jarring. Just steady. Present. And it's not only you. Every living thing hums. Trees. Birds. Whales in the deep. Bees in their hive. The world is not silent. It is filled with a quiet harmony. We can't always hear. But we can feel. Sometimes, when you're near someone you love, you feel calmer. Safer. That, too, may be a kind of tuning. Two fields. Aligning. Like voices finding the same note. Even your emotions have electric echoes. Fear quickens your rhythm. Peace slows it down. You're not just thinking your way through life. You are vibrating through it. And as you breathe slowly now, notice how your body responds. Not in thought, but in current. Your chest rises. A signal fires. Your breath falls. The rhythm shifts again. You are not static. You are a moving melody. Always adjusting. Always alive. Let go of the idea that you must control it. There is nothing to fix. Nothing to push. The symphony already knows what to play. Your job is to listen. And if you close your eyes just right, you might imagine it. The lights behind your eyelids, dancing gently. Each thought a note. Each breath a pause between lines. You are not separate from this world. You are tuned to it. Connected in frequency. As you begin to drift, you are no longer a shape lying in a bed. You are a song. Floating. Free. Fading into the deeper layers of quiet. And when sleep takes you, it will not silence the current. It will only soften it. Because deep below dreams, even in your stillest moments, the symphony continues. And in the next chapter, we'll enter the deep, rhythmic language of the cells that heal you while you sleep. Chapter 17, Cellular Repair, How Your Body Heals in the Dark. Tonight, as your eyes grow heavy, your body begins its quiet work. You might think of rest as doing nothing. But in the soft dark of sleep, your cells come alive. They are not loud. Not swift like day's demands. They move like caretakers. Gentle and patient. Sweeping through your tissues. With ancient precision. Every day, you change. Tiny tears in muscle. Scratches in DNA. Tired nerves. Worn-out molecules. But you don't fall apart. Because your body is a quiet gardener. Pruning, replanting. Restoring what was lost. Without ever asking you to notice. This healing begins when you surrender. When your breath slows. And your thoughts grow soft. As you drift deeper into sleep, signals begin to shift. Your brain sends messages. Not to move, but to mend. The hormone melatonin darkens your inner skies, calling cells to gather, to fix the fibers that fray during the day. White blood cells begin their slow patrol, seeking broken pieces, swallowing what doesn't belong. Damaged skin cells are replaced. Like pages rewritten in silence. Muscles knit themselves back together. Fiber by patient fiber. As if sewing with threads of light. Even your brain cleans house. It flushes away the clutter of thought. Proteins and byproducts left behind. By hours of thinking. Feeling. Living. This is your body's midnight shift. A time when no words are spoken. But everything important is said. And your DNA. That delicate spiral of life. It is proofread in sleep. Scanned by enzymes. Corrected like a well-loved book. With pencil marks in the margins. Mistakes are caught. Corrections are made. All while you lie in silence. Wrapped in a blanket of breath. This is not magic. It's biology. But it feels like grace. Because healing is not loud. It does not knock. It simply arrives. In the quiet moments. You offer yourself. And it is not just about cuts and bruises. It is deeper. More sacred. Your emotions leave traces too. Grief weighs the heart. Worry tightens the chest. And your body feels all of it. But in sleep, the weight softens. The nervous system rewires. Stress hormones retreat. And cells begin to whisper. You're safe now. We can begin. Healing, then, is a kind of remembering. Your body remembering how to be whole. How to restore balance. How to come back. To the rhythm of breath. To the softness of stillness. So tonight, as you surrender to this rhythm, you do not need to do anything. Let your cells do the tending. Let your skin rest. Let your organs recalibrate. Let your blood flow quietly. Like a river under moonlight. Every inhale brings in the new. Every exhale releases the worn. And as this exchange continues, you become new again. Not suddenly, but slowly, softly. And when you wake, you may not feel the stitches. You may not see the sweepers. But something in you will feel more whole. Because healing does not ask for applause. It asks only for permission. So give yourself that permission now. To rest. To be held. To let go of what no longer serves. In this space, you are not broken. You are becoming. And just beneath your skin, the story of your body is rewriting itself. Word by word. Cell by cell. Let yourself drift now. Held by the quiet intelligence that lives inside every part of you. And as you fall into the deeper waters of sleep, the next chapter is waiting, where we'll listen to the pulse of your blood and explore how circulation keeps the body alive and flowing. Chapter 18, River of Life, how your blood carries the body's secret messages. Close your eyes and imagine a river. It doesn't rush or roar. It flows in slow, steady circles. It is warm, silent, and constant. This river lives within you. And it has never stopped moving. Your blood is not just a red liquid. It's a soft current of life, flowing through thousands of miles of vessels. Inside your quiet, resting body, it carries what your body needs, and takes away what no longer serves. It listens. It speaks. It understands what you cannot say in words. Right now, as you breathe in slowly, oxygen enters your lungs, settling gently into tiny sacs that pass it, with care, to your blood. Your red blood cells receive this breath. Like messengers receiving a sacred letter, they hold it close and begin their journey. They drift down branching paths into tissues that are waiting. Your muscles, your brain, your beating heart. Every cell needs this breath. It is fuel, it is fire, it is life. And once the oxygen is delivered, your cells offer something in return. Carbon dioxide. The sigh of a cell after a long day. The blood receives it without judgment. And turns back, returning it to your lungs, so you can gently exhale it into the night. This cycle, this giving and receiving, happens quietly, with every breath you take. But blood does more than carry breath. It is a silent postman, delivering nutrients from your meals, hormones from distant glands, messages written in chemistry, that tell your organs when to wake, when to rest, when to heal. And your heart, that steady, faithful drum, keeps the rhythm. With each beat, it sends this river out, guiding it through every twist of vessel, every sleepy capillary, where the real exchange happens. These vessels are not empty tunnels. They're lined with cells that feel and react. They know when to widen, when to narrow, when to rest. They are not passive. They're part of the listening. And as your body sleeps, your circulation adjusts itself, slowing, redirecting, sending extra warmth to your fingers, or more oxygen to a healing muscle. This is why sleep feels safe. Because inside, the river is still flowing, tending, holding you. Even your immune cells use this river. They float along in the blood, looking for signs of distress, pausing at sites that need attention. If your body were a city, blood would be its roads, its delivery trucks, its emergency responders. But there is no rush, only rhythm. Now imagine yourself floating on this river. You don't need to swim. Just rest. Let it carry you through winding tunnels of care, past quiet neighborhoods of cells, each lit with a soft glow. You are being nourished. You are being cleaned. You are being held. There is wisdom in your blood. It knows what to do, even when you are unaware. And that wisdom is shared. From your toes to your scalp. Your body is a circle of communication, a symphony of flow. And so, while you lie still, the movement continues. Not hurried, but faithful. Let this knowing sink in. You are never stagnant. Not even in sleep. You are in motion. You are in balance. Your heart keeps time. Your blood keeps promises. And your cells, like gentle travelers, take only what they need, and give the rest away. As you listen to your own pulse now, somewhere in your wrist or chest, feel its kindness. It beats not for noise, but for life. And as you drift even deeper into rest, the next journey awaits. To the brain's most mysterious rhythm. Dreams. And how they help you heal, remember, and let go. Chapter 19, Dream Patterns, How the Mind Heals in Symbols and Shadows. You lie still. Your breath is slow. Your muscles have given in to rest. And deep within your brain, something quiet stirs. It is not thought in the usual way. It is not a problem to solve, or a list to remember. This is dreaming. The mind's own language. Spoken only in sleep. Dreams are not chaos. They are whispers of memory, folded into shapes you may not recognize, but always carry meaning. Even when you forget them, your brain remembers the work they do. During the night, your sleep moves through stages. One of them, REM sleep, short for rapid eye movement, is when the dreaming deepens. Your eyes flutter beneath your lids, chasing images you cannot see, but somehow feel. In REM, your brain lights up, almost as brightly as it does when you are awake. But instead of reacting to the world outside, it begins to look inward, sifting through thoughts, memories, Emotions. It's as if your brain opens a drawer, filled with scattered moments. A conversation from earlier. A childhood image. A sudden worry. A longing not yet named. And then, like an artist, it begins to weave. A doorway from today's hallway leads to a forgotten forest. A friend's voice echoes from a long-ago classroom. You soar. You fall. You relive. You imagine. But you are not just playing. Your mind is organizing. Sorting what to keep. What to let go. It strengthens some memories. And softens others. Even your feelings are reshaped here. Hard emotions are held gently in dreams. Your brain replays them in safer scenes. As if practicing how to feel. Without breaking. If something frightened you in waking life, your dream might revisit it. From another angle. Giving your nervous system a chance. To learn that you are safe now. This is emotional housekeeping. And your brain does it for you. Night after night. Without asking for permission. And when the dreams grow strange. That's okay too. The mind speaks in metaphors. Because symbols are softer than sharp facts. In a dream, a stairway might be a decision. A forest, a memory. A bird, a hope not yet spoken. You do not need to understand it all. The meaning is still yours. While your body lies still, your inner world blooms. Neurons fire. Patterns form. You are being rewired. Not by force, but by story. Even creativity is nourished here. Many artists, inventors, and scientists have found answers in dreams. Because in sleep, your mind is unbound. It tries new paths, new solutions, without judgment. And when you awaken, you carry some of that freedom with you, even if you don't remember how. So tonight, let your dreams come. Let them wander. Let them bring color to the darkness. Your brain knows the way. And if a dream feels confusing, strange, or wild, that's alright. It's just your mind rearranging the clutter of being human. No one else sees your dreams, but they shape you, guide you, heal you. In this space, you don't have to make sense. You only have to rest. Let the tides of REM wash over you. Let the pictures come and go. Let the meanings drift in slowly, like fog across a quiet shore. And know this. Even in sleep, you are growing. You are healing. And as this chapter of your night deepens, the journey continues to the quiet command centers within you. Your hormones. And how they shape your feelings, energy, and rhythm. Chapter 20, The Hidden Clock, How Hormones Shape Your Inner World. Your body listens to time. Not the time of clocks and alarms, but a softer rhythm, marked by light, shadow, hunger, and stillness. And the timekeepers of this rhythm are hormones. They are your body's whispers. Tiny messengers that travel through blood, sending instructions from one organ to another. Even now, as you lie still, this quiet orchestra plays. Each note designed to keep you balanced, aligned, at peace. Cortisol, the morning caller, rises with the sun. It wakes your cells gently, telling them, it's time to begin again. It gives you the spark to move, to focus, to meet the world. But now, at night, cortisol steps back, and melatonin steps forward. This is the hormone of dusk, released by the pineal gland. When your eyes see less light, it turns your body toward rest, lowering temperature, slowing thought, bringing the soft weight of sleep. This change doesn't happen in an instant. It moves like twilight itself, shifting slowly, turning day into dream. Other hormones stir gently in the background. Leptin tells your brain, you've eaten enough. Rest now. While ghrelin, the hunger bell, quiets for the night. Insulin steps away from the spotlight. Growth hormone rises, repairing tissues, strengthening bones, helping your body rebuild. As you sleep, even your emotional weather is shaped by these unseen guides. Oxytocin, sometimes called the love hormone, increases when you feel safe, when you're close to someone, even when you listen to a calm voice in the dark. It softens your body, lowers your guard, invites trust. Then there is serotonin, a mood lifter, a light in your internal sky. It helps you feel stable, centered, and while it supports your daytime calm, at night, it becomes the raw material for melatonin. One transforms into the other, like sunlight becoming moonlight. One flow becomes another. One state supports the next. That's the rhythm of hormones. Not a single loud moment, but a tide, a pulse, an unseen dance. And this rhythm isn't random. It follows a cycle called the circadian rhythm, your 24-hour biological clock. It's not just about sleep. It influences your digestion, body temperature, alertness, and even your dreams. Every cell in your body has a clock of its own, and hormones are the conductors, keeping all these tiny timepieces ticking in harmony. Think of your body now as a quiet city at night. The lights dim, the streets empty, but somewhere, maintenance crews go to work. They fix, rebuild, restore, so that by morning, everything works again. This is what hormones do for you. They help you heal without effort, feel without confusion, sleep without resistance. And though they are tiny, molecules so small you could never see them, their influence is vast. Too much, and things feel off. Too little, and the body stumbles. But when in balance, you feel like yourself. Steady, clear, at ease. That's why rest matters. Because sleep is not just escape. It's the time when your body tunes itself back into harmony. And you don't have to do anything. Your body remembers. So let the messengers do their work. Let melatonin dim the lights. Let oxytocin open your heart. Let growth hormone stitch the fabric of your bones, your muscles, your skin. Feel how deeply your body knows when to rest, when to repair, when to let go. And just as night gives way to morning, this chapter gives way to the next. A quiet return to your senses. and how your skin, your eyes, your ears connect you gently to the outer world, while protecting the inner one. Chapter 21, The Sensitive Edge, How Your Senses Weave the World Within. Close your eyes. The world dims, but you still feel the pillow beneath your head, the soft pressure of a blanket across your body. This is your skin speaking, the largest organ you have. Not with words, but with warmth, with touch, with presence. Your senses never fully go silent. Even in sleep, they hum like lanterns in the fog, guiding, guarding, holding space for dreams. Each sense is a thread, spinning from the world outside into the fabric of your inner world. The hush you hear now, that's your hearing. Still aware, still open. Your ears are always listening, even when you're not trying to hear. They detect shifts in sound, the lull of a breeze, the rhythm of a heartbeat beside you. It's how you stay safe in your most vulnerable hours. Not alert, just aware. Just enough. Touch is your oldest language. Before you had words, you had sensation. The comfort of being held. The soothing pressure of closeness. The body's way of knowing, I am not alone. Even now, that feeling returns. As the bed cradles you, as the air brushes your cheek, as your fingers curl into stillness. And though your eyes are closed, they remember light. They rest in darkness, but carry the echoes of day. Color, shape, movement. Your mind plays with these echoes in dreams, filling the space with scenes born of memory. Smell and taste sleep deeper, but they do not vanish. A familiar scent can calm you, can call up safety and memory. Your brain holds these links tightly. Scent to emotion, taste to time. All your senses do more than gather information. They are the sculptors of experience. They shape your sense of here, of now, of this is real, and I belong. Inside your brain, a delicate network of neurons sorts every sensory signal. It decides what to keep, what to ignore, what to store for later dreaming. This sorting is called sensory integration. And it's quiet work. Like a librarian, shelving the day's sensations in just the right order. This is why gentle, steady environments help you sleep more deeply. Flickering lights, sharp sounds, sudden movements. They wake the senses, jolt the mind. But now, your space is still. The lighting is soft. The textures are calm. And your body, at last, can settle into full presence. Even silence is a kind of sensory input. It tells your body, there is nothing to fear here. That message alone can lower your heart rate, calm your breath, ease your muscles. This connection between senses and safety runs deep. It's primal. When the outer world is gentle, the inner world begins to soften too. You are not just reacting to your environment. You are in conversation with it. And your body understands this language. Without effort. Without noise. So feel the soft weight of your limbs. Notice the coolness on your face. The hush in your ears. These are signs that your senses are doing their work. keeping you wrapped in quiet, letting you drift. And tomorrow, when you wake, these senses will awaken with you. They'll bring the world rushing back. The golden slice of morning light, the scent of something brewing, the sound of footsteps or birds or wind. But for now, let them rest beside you. Let them carry only the lightest signals. Only what is safe. Only what is needed. You are held by sensation. You are kept in quiet by your senses. You are gently drifting between awareness and release. And beyond these senses, beyond the skin, the sound, the smell, lies something deeper still. The mind's slow surrender into sleep itself. Not just the mechanics of rest, but the poetry of letting go, which is where we go next. Chapter 22, The Letting Go, where the mind slips into sleep. There comes a moment in every night when your body has done all it can, when the rhythm of hormones, the quiet of senses, the hush of darkness, have brought you to the edge of sleep. But the final step, the softest and deepest step, belongs to the mind. Your thoughts, so active, so alive during the day, begin to loosen. They uncoil like threads, unspooling into stillness. Not all at once. They dim gradually, like stars fading before dawn. You feel this release. One moment, you are thinking, noticing a sound, a memory, a flicker of tomorrow. And then, you drift. That drifting is the threshold. The space between waking and dreaming. Between grasping and surrender. It's not sleep yet. It's hypnagogia. A word for the transition. A space filled with floating images. Half-thoughts. Moments that make sense only to you. You may feel like you're falling. Or see a flicker of light that isn't there. You may hear your name whispered. Or feel your body twitch. This is your mind letting go. Disconnecting from the structured world. And slipping into the wordless sea of sleep. During the day, your mind solves. It organizes, remembers, plans. It carries your story. But at night, it loosens the plot. It lets the pages flutter. Your brain waves slow. From the quick sparks of wakefulness, down through alpha rhythms, and into theta, the waves of drowsy twilight. As you cross this invisible line, control fades. You're no longer choosing your thoughts. They come like clouds. Drifting, forming, dissolving. On their own. And this is what your mind has longed for. Not to shut down, but to wander freely. Without effort. Dreams begin here. Born in this fertile soil of unbound thought. They aren't just random noise. Your mind is sorting, healing, remembering in ways that daytime logic cannot. Emotions are processed. Memories are filed. Some are stitched into long-term storage. Others, simply released. Sleep is not escape. It is return. A return to balance. To silence. To home. Even now. As you lie still. This shift is happening. Your breath moves without you. Your muscles loosen. Without permission. Your consciousness begins to fold inward. Like a flower closing at dusk. The language center in your brain quiets. There are fewer words now. More feeling. More space. And in this space, healing flows. Your heart beats slower. Your body temperature falls. Your immune system stirs. Repairing, restoring. Silently tending to you. Sleep holds all this. And it asks nothing in return. Only that you release. And you are ready. You've listened to the rhythms of your biology. To the wisdom of cells. To the songs of neurons and molecules. You've followed the trail. From your microbiome to your mind. And now, there is nothing left to know. Nothing left to do. Just this. This soft unraveling. This surrender into the deep. Let your thoughts blur. Let the quiet fill every space. Let your mind float gently beyond itself. The story pauses here. Not with a full stop. But with a breath. A closing of the eyes. A stilling of the self. Sleep is not the end of thinking. It is the dreaming of it. The feeling of it. Without the weight. You are already part of it now. Already crossing the bridge. Already lighter. And as your mind finally lets go, it enters something vaster than silence. Something that carries you. Until morning's first light finds you again.